We back. Another episode of Getting Buckets.
Yo,
As you see, Brevin is here. We're
what's the
winding
deal?
down. What's up, man? We winding down on this NBA season. So we're gonna
And
tap in. We know we're in this final like last week of final 3, 4 games for each team, this
mhm,
final stretch. So we'll talk
most
a little bit about that. We'll talk about we'll go more in depth on the playoffs next week as the plan is happening and as we have a full picture of what the standings and the matchups are going to be. But we'll touch on a little bit about what we see in the East and the West. So right now, talk about the Lakers and their injury woes because they were hooping before that. Now they injured. Talk about Matt Barnes and Pat Bev and D Wade. A little bit of that 'cause that's been going on for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. So yeah, man, make sure y'all stay tuned in. Make sure hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because we better bring y'all all this info. You dig what I'm saying? But as always, we're gonna start with the Lakers and the injury woes. Brevin, how you
man.
feeling about them Lakers, man?
So tragic, so tragic. And that was a game that I was expecting like Luca to really make his stand for MVP, and we end up losing both of our damn starters.
Yep.
Both of them. It sucks because I mean we was 4 games away from the playoffs. Now we get news that they both is out for the rest for the regular season. Might be out for the first round. It sucks. It sucks, man. It sucks. But I mean, I'll be honest with you as a Laker fan. I'm at this point I'm not as delusional, and I'm like, man, I didn't plan on us. Like I knew we'd give a team I knew we'd give some teams problems, but I wasn't expecting us to win this year. And right now, how I'm feeling, my heart is saying that we just probably need to just, shut it down for this year and just move on. But then that leaves the question about LeBron.
Yeah.
Is he willing to wait one more year? Or if we shut it down, is that enticing him to leave? So I mean, that's in the air. But man, it sucks. It sucks, dude. It sucks.
Yeah,
Every day, OKC, man,
because we were recording together while it happened, and we were getting our ass kicked already. And I said, uh,
bruh,
I said it. I said it to you and Jake, and I was like, bruh, with this ass whooping, we should just go and just sit everybody out that second half.
bruh.
They don't sit nobody out that second half, and Luca I think AR got hurt in the first half, so his was kinda gonna be lingering anyway, but Luca was had already tweaked that hamstring, and you could kinda see him favoring it during that first half, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Just shut it all down. Luca, LeBron, AR, just shut it down and call it a game. You're down 30 at halftime." They bring Luca back out and, experience the hamstring grade 2. And now he's in Europe
Yeah.
right now trying to get whatever extra treatment to help speed up the process. But I'm with you. I didn't have the Lakers winning either, but I did have them making it very interesting. I thought they were better
Yeah,
in the first round. I
of
thought they could beat, and I felt if they kept the third seed and got the Spurs with with their experience for LeBron, AR, Luca, just around that roster, the experience they have, I felt that they could have got out of the second round for sure.
You know what's weird to me? I think it's so weird that we can get with the Spurs, but we can't get with OKC. But the Spurs be having OKC number. And
Yeah.
I think it's so weird that like we can beat the Spurs, but we can't beat OKC. And OKC can tear us the fuck up. But they cannot see the Spurs.
Well, you know why? It's the same thing. Even a couple years ago when when the Thunder started first making this run, the Lakers always had an advantage because they had Anthony Davis. The Thunder
Mm-hmm.
don't have great bigs, so they have trouble with teams. That's why they always remember they went to game 7 last year with the Nuggets. They have trouble with bigs. They can't
Yeah,
stop bigs.
that's
Like when we had AD, we had an advantage there. The Spurs got Wemby. The Nuggets got obviously Nikola Jokic, and that's their problem. The Lakers are a wing based team, and that's what OKC has. They got a bunch of guards and a bunch of wings that they can rotate
Mhm.
all the way around, and they're all two-way players. So with that being the case, the Lakers kind of play into their hands because everything is attacked from the perimeter, which is where OKC is most comfortable. When you go down on that block and they throw it down to Embiid and they throw it down to Jokic and they throw it down to Wemby and Anthony Davis, that's where the problem is because they're small down there.
Yeah,
As good as
small.
they're like, they have Hartenstein, they have Chet, but none of those guys, you don't really classify those guys as defenders or bangers. Chet is good in like help defense, but you don't really consider him a stopper, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't consider him a
I
stopper. I think
I
he's
wouldn't
good.
either. I
I
wouldn't
think he's
say
a solid on-ball defender. He's a fantastic roamer. He's a fantastic cleanup kind of defender, but I don't consider him a one-on-one lockdown.
he could deter a few shots here and there, but I wouldn't consider him like a rim protector.
Yeah, and Hartenstein is more of an energy guy. He's going to give you effort
Yeah.
offensively, defensively, but again, not a stopper. And so when they run into Jokic, when they run into Anthony Davis and Wemby, that's where the trouble is. Right now, the way the Lakers are formed right now, they're playing right into their hands because everything from the Lakers is perimeter based, and that's exactly where Oklahoma City thrives and plays their best brand of basketball, which is why I think it's a poor matchup for the Lakers. I think, excuse me. I think for the Lakers, I think they would want in the first round, like preferably for the Lakers. I think the Lakers would have rather the Lakers are in the perfect spots where they get to the Spurs in the second round. That's where the Lakers would have wanted to be had they stayed healthy, and then hope that somebody else, the Nuggets, whoever's in that 4 or 5 game, could possibly knock off. Because I think the
Knock
Lakers
off
could beat
for
everybody in the
sure.
West besides OKC for the reasons I just
Yeah.
mentioned. And so then having the third seed before the injury, they were sitting in a great spot because I thought whoever they played in the first round they could beat, and whoever they
Uh-huh.
played in the second, and if they played the Spurs in the second round, I felt like they could beat them in a 6 or 7 game series. And if somebody was happened to be able to beat SGA and the Thunder, the Lakers would have a chance at beating whoever that team is as well. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I agree. I think the Thunder are a bad matchup for the Lakers.
Nah,
Now
when
If we had Bron from 2020 and prior, oh, I don't care who we was playing, Bron could go get it
oh,
done.
absolutely. Oh, man, we'll be all right.
Yeah,
That
if
like
we
that
had Bron
LeBron,
from 2020 present
Wade
before
used to
Solomon Hill
get
dove
over
into his
people for
ankle.
alley-oops.
Yeah, we had Bron before Solomon Hill dove into his ankle. The Lakers would have had a fantastic shot. Even now,
Oh,
like even with Luka and AR hurt, Bron before Solomon Hill dove into his ankle, LeBron could carry a team,
oh
and we've
yeah,
seen it.
we
Obviously,
oh,
2018, LeBron could carry it, and whoever they played in the first round, whether and he would have been able to keep them in position for the third seed. So if they ended up having to play whoever it is, Minnesota or the Rockets or the Nuggets, whoever they was going to play, and
if we
LeBron could go get it done.
if we had that same LeBron, we would win this year.
Oh yeah,
Like
they'd be the
it
favorite.
would be a question.
Yeah, they'd be the favorite.
It wouldn't even be a question.
Yeah, they'd be the favorite. Yeah. If this was reversed, if Luka, and as good as Luka is playing this year, if you swap places and you say it's an older version of Luka who's not as great, but you get 2018 LeBron. Oh yeah, the Lakers are even better than they are right,
100%.
even better than they are right now. And that's no
100%.
slight to Luka. It was just Bron in his prime. We know what he could do. When LeBron, to me, LeBron, and this doesn't equate to who's the better player, but when you talk about if you have to take scraps somewhere, LeBron is the first player you're going to take. If you got to take scraps, that's the most scraps. He can drag that team. Now, when teams are even, we can have conversations about who you want. But just taking a bunch of bottom feeders and getting them to a playoff and a deep playoff run, there's nobody in the history better than
But
LeBron James.
even what I feel like I feel like he could do something. Like even with Austin Reeves and Luca Hurt, I feel like he could do something with the team that we have, like Hachimura and uh DeAndre Ayton. Like I feel like he'll do something.
Oh, he's going to
Yeah,
fight.
he will need them to come back, but I feel like that the team that we have without Austin Reeves and without Austin Reeves and Luca is better than the team he took to the championship to his first year.
I agree with that. Well, you didn't even first year with the Lakers?
No, first year with
Cleveland?
Cleveland. His
Yeah.
first year.
Yeah, when they played the Spurs. What the question that's the thing about LeBron at this age now. We've seen LeBron can do it in spurts. Can he do it for 48 minutes? We've seen
Yeah.
playoff series where he would literally not come out the game and play 48 minutes. At 41, he can't do that anymore. That's the problem. So when he has to come out, can he have the help to help coast him while he's on the bench? Because that was the difference. And that's why LeBron was so fantastic and he can uplift because he was one of them dudes that you hear players talk Al Horford and all these dudes. Like, we're all tired, and he's played 48 minutes, and he's the freshest dude on the court. That was LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron could do that back in his prime. He could play 48 minutes and control the entire pace of the game for 48 minutes. And at 41, he could do it in spurts, and we've seen it. He'll go on a flash where he's jumping out the gym, or a flash where he's making a fantastic
He can't
defensive
do it
play
for a whole
and
game.
get back to the offensive end. But
Yeah, he can't do it for the full length of a game.
no, and asking him to do, and that's another thing. And again, this is not me saying who I think is the greatest because my pick is not LeBron, but LeBron James. When it comes to like nobody at this age has been asked to do what LeBron is like. LeBron is still asked to be LeBron was an all-star this year, so he is still asked to play all-star level basketball at the age of 41 for the Lakers to have a chance at competing. Nobody when Mike was with the Wizards, nobody expected anything. Kobe's last years, you didn't expect anything. so forth and so on. Whoever it was at this, the latter stage of their careers, they were not. Their expectation was nowhere near what it is for LeBron James. And so when I see people like, being like, "Oh, LeBron is old, he's washed, he's this, that." Yeah, he is. And you're still comparing him. You're still comparing him to what he was 10 years ago when you've
Mhm.
never done that to any other superstar in the NBA. And I think that goes more, and that also aligns with his greatness because people still compare him and hold him to the same standard they did 10 years
Yeah.
ago in his prime.
It's because we're spoiled. His decline came a lot slower than everybody else's. Like when Kobe got injured, you knew that he wasn't gonna be the same, but you was wondering how he was gonna come out and still be Kobe. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm a Kobe fan. So I mean, I'm without disrespect because he still ended up he still ended up surprising us even in his old age. But like the way LeBron is still like a valuable person to the Lakers and like how he's still averaging what he's averaging at his age is, man, it's remarkable. And like I said, we spoiled. So like because it wasn't like a hard drop off, like everybody expects like, well, he's still getting it, he's still doing it. He ain't like, but bro is really 41. Like
Yeah.
he's slowing down. It's nature. Like he's gonna slow down. Like he's going. It's just the way the body is built. Like he's gonna slow down.
Now, I'll tell you
So
what, with all that being said, if LeBron somehow finds a way to whoever they play in the first round, if he goes out there and beats them by himself, hey, bruh,
what?
hey, bruh, I don't want it. There should never be any more
But
slander
he
on
he gonna
LeBron.
let everybody hear it. He gonna let everybody hear it.
If LeBron at
You know he gonna
41,
talk this shit.
if LeBron at 41 without AR, without Luka Doncic, somehow finds a way to beat whether it's the Nuggets, whether it's the Rockets, whether it's the Timberwolves, if he finds a way to beat one of these teams by himself, that is the greatest thing in sports history. That is the
Yeah.
greatest feat in sports history. Him beating one of those teams by himself at the age of 41, a year 23, when everybody, including us as Laker fans, feel like we don't really like we're going home in the first round. For him to do that, it's undeniable. It's undeniable.
Yeah, man. But it does suck that also leaves in Luca is injured.
It does
So
suck because, yeah, like I said, I don't think the Lakers is really going to be able to compete. Unfortunately, JJ said the Lakers are their job is to just extend until the second round. I think that's when they're hoping, and that's in both guys. That's hope both guys being ahead of schedule, but they're hoping for the second round for both of those guys. And but I don't
they get
see them get in there.
this is my argument. This is my argument. We just had this conversation. Will Luca goes down. I mean, even if Austin Reeves didn't go down, with Luca down, it is scary for the Lakers. If any other like MVP runners go down, it's not the same story.
Oh yeah, it's not the same.
OKC can man, the way they can survive without SGA, bro.
Yep.
They can survive without him.
Yep.
Like, yeah, man. I don't know. It's just
Here's what I will say. If and he's finally settled into his role, but if DeAndre Ayton wants to come out and give a reason why he should be dominating and why he should have, plays ran for him, hey, bruh, no Luca, no AR. It's only you and
right.
Bron. Go
Go
get it,
some,
bruh. This is
go
what you said.
some.
You a scorer? Go dominate.
Go tighten up, tighten
Right?
up,
Go dominate. This is your
tighten
chance,
up,
Eaton.
bro.
Because I
I'll
think
be like, bro, what are you are? Did you watch the game last night?
no, I did not watch the game last night.
I don't blame you because I almost didn't too. I was like, let me just tune in. Let me just tap in. Bro, I'm talking like Aiden is like guarding, he ends up on the perimeter guarding the point guard get past him. Bro puts his shoulder in his chest and he like flies off the court. I'm like, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way you 7 something and you getting bullied by a point guard. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Man, that's the first time. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't say it's the first time, but that's the most like upset I've got at him this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was other moments, but it wasn't as bad. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, he ain't perfect, but that right there, like, man, AD would have never happened to AD.
This is his time to step up. Like I said, he won
Yeah,
it.
bro.
Go get it right now. Let's go, Aiden.
And viewers, I know y'all know what play I'm talking about. I know y'all know what play I'm talking about. It was like, because even the commentators was on his ass. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
this dude, bruh, soft as wet toilet paper.
You gotta play with more ferocity, gotta play with more just more aggressiveness.
Well,
Gotta be that
so
guy, 7 foot tall. If I was 7
yeah.
foot tall, I would've been the greatest player of all time.
Man, bro, Jackson Hayes need to give him some of his juice, whatever he's drinking. You need to give him some.
Yeah,
Because
that's the
if he
thing. If you
had
could co if you well, that's what I was just about to say. I said if you could combine Jackson Hayes and DeAndre Ayton, you'd have a perennial All NBA.
oh my God.
Yeah, you'd have a
Oh, yeah.
more yeah. You'd have like a more regular sized Wemby. You wouldn't be 7'5",
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's what you would have. Pretty much I put it like a more of a you'd have a Dwight Howard in his prime, but with
Yeah.
more offensive package if you could combine those two. So yeah, man, Lakers injury woes, and it seems like the Lakers season is going to end earlier than what was expected after they were cooking down the last 20 games before the injury.
It's all right. It happens.
That's how that's it. But while we're on it, let's get further on into this Western Conference. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but who do you
Yeah.
think? One, who do you think should be the favorite to come out of the West, and who would be your sleeper to come out of the West? So
Okay.
if you had to
Oh,
bet, your money's going on who?
okay. See.
OKC.
Okay.
What do you like so much about OKC?
They are literally like a working machine. Like they're young. They have every position. Like, yeah, they're not the strongest in their paint presence, but man, they got defenders, they got shooters, they got 3 and D, they got McCain, who they just traded for. I don't know, like I don't. They just got pieces. They got depth, and not to mention they're all young, so they're running gun. They're all young. They got players who are stepping up this year. Like it's just nasty, man. I feel like I honestly feel like it's their championship to lose. Like the only team that could beat them is OKC.
I will
OKC is the only team that could beat them.
I will say this. OKC is also my favorite, but as we've talked about in our last show, I believe OKC is a better regular season team for all those reasons you
Mhm.
said than a playoff team. When the playoffs get here,
Yeah.
everybody's going to match that energy that they play with in a regular season, which is
Mhm.
why I think you don't see dominance from them in the playoffs. You see dominance in the regular season because they kind of play a playoff brand of basketball in the regular season, which most teams aren't ready to meet that. In the playoffs, everybody's going to meet that, which is why, again, you saw a 7 game series with Indiana. You saw a 7 game series with the Denver Nuggets. Like you see these kind of things recurring. So, yes, if I was to bet money, I'd pick them because I think they're. Although the Spurs are good too, but the Spurs don't have any experience, so that's where unfortunately I can't put them there. But in terms of depth, it's them and the Spurs, and I'd probably lean the
Mhm.
they would for sure be my favorites if I had to bet money. For my sleeper team, and I talked about it a couple weeks ago. For me, I still think if people want to call it a sleeper, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Timbers.
The only problem with because I think they play the way that they wanna play is playoff brand basketball, but they when you watch their games, they don't kinda get away with the same things that they allow OKC to get away with, especially defensively in the regular season. But their brand of basketball, they're tough. They got Ant, they got Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, all these guys. They got a bunch of tough guys that play like that. And I just think the way that they play basketball is gonna fit playoff, and which is why you've seen them be in the Western Conference Finals in back-to-back years. And now their body know they kind of know where their bodies need to be to get over that hump, and they know what kind of brand of basketball they play. And with that being the case, and them having that experience and that depth, I think they if Anthony Edwards is healthy because he has this lingering knee issue, but if he's healthy, I would not be surprised at all if they came out of the Western Conference, and I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised at all if we have a rematch where it's OKC, depending on where these standings shake out. Uh, because I think the Wolves are probably gonna get the 6th seed, which means they'd get the Spurs to the second round, I'd pick them over the Spurs. And if that's being the case, that would likely mean you got OKC and the Wolves again back to back years. And I think this time the Wolves are gonna be ready and Ant-Man's gonna be ready if his knee is healthy.
Man, I got one team that I would, I'm gonna try and keep an eye on. But I mean, then again, it's still, I don't know if I consider it a sleeper, but I was watching the Rockets last night.
Yeah, they don't have a point guard. I can't
Yeah.
pick them.
They don't, but I love Amin Thompson. I love what he brings. I love his tenacity. Like, and even though they don't have a point guard, they also have like a pretty good team. Sagoon is an upcoming. I feel like he's an upcoming forward or center with small center, with whatever you call him. But I like the way they play, but that's just the Rockets. I mean, they're fifth in what's the name. So I mean, I wouldn't really call them a sleeper, but I think I know a lot. I'm gonna get some hate for this one, but I think the Clippers, man. I think the Clippers need to be watched. I think the Clippers need to be watched.
Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I said if they
Uh-huh.
happen to get the 7th seed, because right now they're competing for the 8th
Yeah,
with
they're
with the Blazers, but you get the play-in game for 7th or 8th, and that winner actually gets the 7th seed. I said it, if they can find a way to get to the 7th seed, I think if they have a chance at beating the Spurs in round 1 if they get the now, like I said, if they get OKC though, I think they're getting bounced. But
mhm.
if they can get the 7th seed,
Oh yeah,
I think they can be. I don't have them getting out of the Western Conference, but yes,
mhm,
I do think that if they get the Spurs, it'll be like, oh, they just beat the Spurs. I wouldn't be shocked by that. I think they'd have a legitimate shot at beating them. Again, that's a team when the Clippers with a lot of experience. Ty Lue,
mhm.
a bunch of coaches on their staff
Yeah,
with experience. Kawhi,
yeah, and I feel like with Kawhi, like when it's playoff time and he get in that hole,
oh yeah,
it's
playoff K
ugly.
dot different. So yeah, playoff K dot different.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah,
But I still don't like it though. I still hate the Clippers.
yeah, yes. It's a
But those would be my quote unquote sleepers.
Yeah. You know, yeah. The Rocket I love the Rockets coming into this year until Fred VanVleet got hurt. If they
Man,
had
hey
Fred VanVleet,
yo,
he's the player that they're missing.
bro, he is like
It's so unfortunate because the player that they're missing
so
usually you're like, this team needs to go out and add this guy. They got him on their roster. He just got hurt. They got him
yeah,
right on their
bro.
roster.
Yeah. So, yeah, Fred VanVleet is he's a crucial part for that team.
Yeah, so
So once they get him back, but I mean, like I said, you can't sleep on KD, can't sleep on the man. They still got some lockdown defenders. But
yeah.
even though I hate him, no, never mind. Yeah, no, he all right. He's fine.
That's how that's how we got our Western Conference sleeper
It was
and
just nice. I seen he broke Dylan Brooks last night. I was like,
yeah.
you seen that?
He
You
got him
seen that?
on just a quick rip through, a quick catch and go.
My God, I
After
can't
Dylan Brooks didn't
stand.
have it, or after Dylan Brooks was yapping.
I can't stand Dylan Brooks. Can't stand him.
This is this is the thing that I think like players like Dylan Brooks who are literally paid to be like agitators and pests. Now his offensive game
Yeah.
has progressed to a point to where he's a little better than that now. But they have to realize like some people you could talk to, whatever, and it like that might help you win that game. Some
Mhm.
people you have to learn who not to like
You just
talk.
you got pipe down, buddy.
And that's what people don't learn. Like
Mm,
when people go at Luca, stop going at Luca. That makes Luca play better. It was like when Kobe was in
mhm.
the league. You didn't want to talk to Kobe. You seen that clip of AI, and he's like, Kobe was having a good game, but nothing spectacular. And then somebody started talking to him, and Kobe was at the free throw line, and he said, "Hey Chuck, I was chilling." And then they shook the tree, and the mama fell out. Some people you just got to leave alone. There's people that you can get
Some
into the head, and you can ride over.
wanna win,
But yeah, some people it's like you just let them be regular. Even if it's like a cool 30, when you piss them off, that cool 30 might become 45, 50.
bruh.
And that's what it's like. Yeah, some people you just gotta know who to leave alone. Some people you gotta the other ones that you get in their head, get into their head. The ones that
Mhm.
it don't work on, leave them alone. Don't try to like you just pissing them off. You making it life harder for yourself and the rest of your team. But
Facts.
so that's our Western Conference favorite of sleepers. We'll be again more playoff analysis next week after we figure out what all these matchups are going to be and our playing tournament. But we'll shift to the Eastern Conference.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure we'll be in agreement here. I'll start, but my Eastern Conference favorite is the Boston Celtics.
Absolutely.
They were coming into the year. I did not have them, obviously, but once Jalen Brown got cooking and they were playing good basketball, they were my team to beat. Once I saw 25, 30, 35 games into the season, and you saw that it was the sustained success, that was the team that I had because although the Pistons were playing fantastic, again, that's a team that was very little to no playoff experience. The Knicks, up and down. Obviously, the Pacers are hurt. The Cavs, I've always been shaky come playoff time. So you got all these teams, and it's like the one team that's been consistent for the last 10 years. The one team that got guys that know how to go win. The one team that got closers and all this stuff. A coach that knows how to win is the Boston Celtics. And with the addition of Jason Tatum, and Jason Tatum comes back and looks like Jason Tatum, obviously he looked rusty his first 10 games or so. Uh, he came back in a good amount of time to get himself into playoff shape and into find his rhythm. And he's finally getting with those two guys. I would be hard. And again, the Knicks were up on them 3-0 last year. So, but I don't think the Knicks are going to sneak up on the Celtics this year. The Celtics are going to be ready and they're going to come correct because again, nobody had the Knicks last year, but now the Boston Celtics, they not
Well,
sleeping. They know,
everybody.
and if they get the New York Knicks, they best believe the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown in particular, that's a guy that's out that be looking for revenge. Whether it's the fans, whether it's media members, he always looking for somebody to piss him off. And so when if he got his chance to get his lick back, he gonna get his lick back.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I definitely agree with you. Celtics is rolling when you got Jason Tatum. I love this new game day Jason Tatum playing. Like he playing like he a triple double machine right now. Like he is. He methodical. He taking his time. He getting the rebounds. He getting assists. And then he getting his quiet buckets. So it's like, and you got these two dudes playing off each other like this. It's scary.
And while I think I would still pick Jason Tatum over Jaylen Brown, what I think
Mhm.
this has done, it has allowed them to play the better perfect, like they're in a better position now because it's allowed Jason Tatum is still taking that back seat and let Jaylen Brown still go get his points and his buckets. And Jason Tatum isn't far behind on those buckets or anything like that. But now he has more energy and more time to go get rebounds and assists.
Yeah.
He's always been a fantastic rebounder, but the key difference that I felt and why you always wanted the ball in Jason Tatum's hands is because one, obviously he could score, but in terms of playmaking, he's a much better playmaker than Jaylen Brown. And
Yeah.
now with him kind of playing that hybrid like LeBron-esque type of role where he's getting more
Mhm.
maybe the points drop a little bit, old Grant Hill type of role. And I think that's his perfect role because I think similar to a guy like Jalen Johnson, I mentioned Bron, he's a guy that can go get you 27, 8, and 8 and average that for a year. And I think that
Mhm.
we would have never got that evolution because I've been asking for Jason Tatum to do that for the last 3 or 4 years, uh, and allow JB to be more of the straight scorer. Let JB go get his 28, 29, and you stay around that 25, 26, 27, but you got 8 rebounds, 8 boards, 9 rebounds, 9 boards. And I think that's the perfect complement for them two. And that's when the wing kind of thing works when you have one guy that's kind of okay getting off of it, but can also make plays for others. When you have two wings, it's kind of tough when both guys are kind of just go get it scores. You need one guy to
Mhm.
be able to get off of it. And you think about Scotty and Mike. Like it was perfect because Scotty was that hybrid point guard kind of player. At that point forward, I can get off of it. I can play make all this stuff. And that's what you need. And I felt Jason Tatum can do that. And in this case, he's still the 1A type of player. So I think the injury has been a blessing in disguise because it's allowed the Celtics to hit a different gear that even when they won a title, they didn't have they had better players, so their team was deeper. But there's a gear now I think that they could hit with Jason Tatum playing this brand of basketball and Jaylen Brown playing this brand of basketball, where it's like I'll do a little bit less scoring wise and do everything else offensively, Jason Tatum. And then for Jaylen Brown, it's like I'm gonna do the scoring thing, and I'm still gonna lock up the best player on the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Yeah.
the perfect complement right now.
Yeah. So but that's what I got coming out the East as well. They're rolling, man. They look good. They look good.
Yeah, they look good.
And the Celtics and OKC will be a juggernaut fight that I'm sure will be very entertaining.
If that happens, I got the C's.
You got the Celtics?
I got the Celtics. So if that, I got them. That's the one team I'm very confident in saying I got them over OKC.
Yeah.
If that, I think the same way. That's a poor matchup because there's not many teams that can guard like them boys in Boston.
Yeah.
The Thunder is one of them, but the Thunder ain't going. The Thunder don't have a. There's not a team in the West that plays like that. And the Thunder are gonna be small against that team because again, they gonna run their double big with one of them got to come out the paint, and one of them got to go guard Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum gonna be at the 4. So I think it's gonna create a massive mismatch for one of them boys because whether it's Chet, whether it's Hartenstein, one of them gonna have to go out on the wing and guard Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Only one of them is gonna be able to guard Kata in the paint. One of them got to step outside, and I think it's gonna be a massive. It'll be a great chess match to say. I'm not saying that the Thunder are gonna get blown out or anything, but I think it's gonna be a massive chess match because I think I think the Celtics got a lot of advantages in that series, and that's the one series I
Mhm.
think the Thunder won't have advantages.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting.
I think it'll be a good series. Like I said, a 6 or 7 game series, but very interesting.
My heart won't let me say the Celtics. That'll be boom. Fuck the Celtics.
Yeah.
Sorry, language. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it is epic, but they're playing great basketball. But with that
Yeah,
said,
they're playing great basketball.
who would be your sleeper now in that Eastern Conference?
My sleeper. I think I like your sleeper better than mine,
Oh, so
but I
I'll go.
think,
I'll go.
you know.
I'll go. I'll say mine.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, go.
So my sleeper is uh the Philadelphia 76ers. Now me and Brevin don't rehearse this stuff, but we had an episode last
Mhm.
week where we had to scrap it and we talked a little bit about it. But I had the Sixers even before they kind of started when before like they've been on a roll as of late. But I was telling them, I'm like, Paul George getting healthy, Embiid's healthy, Maxi's healthy, and in the playoff series, they're deep as hell. They're super deep. They got Drummond to come off the bench. They got VJ Edgecombe. They got Kelly Oubre. Like they got a bunch of these guys, Quentin Grimes. They got a bunch of guys, so they're deep over there. And in a playoff series, they got 3 guys with the way Paul George is playing right now, and obviously Embiid when he's healthy. They got 3 guys that can go get you 30 plus. They got 3 guys that can go get you 30 plus in the same game, and they play pretty well off of each other. And with that being the case, that's if I'm the Celtics, that's the scariest team I'm worried about because I gotta deal with Big Motherfucker and Joel Embiid. That'd be the
Joe.
team I'm most worried about. We've yet to see Joel Embiid healthy for a playoff run, and I want to see it. I want to see it. As a basketball fan, that'll be something I hate not to see is Joel Embiid healthy for a playoff run. I just want to see him healthy for a playoff run.
So yeah, that's a good sleeper. That's a good sleeper. But I'm trying to pick somebody. Well, I want to pick somebody within like not within the first five. So I'm gonna say my sleeper is probably the Magic.
Hell no, you going, boy?
I'm gonna say the Magic as a sleeper.
Everybody had them as
I
like
hate them.
3 seed coming into
I
the year.
hate them. I hate Desmond Bain. I hate him. Can't stand him. But I do like Banchero. I do like Banchero. I do. I like. But I only say that because I know they're pretty much a wing team as well. But I love how they get Wendell Carter. I like how they get him in the game. Who can also he's an undersized center who can also shoot that thing, which gave us problems.
Well, yeah, well, he only shoot like that against the Lakers, so
Only like bro, like most teams only play their best game against that's another. I'm not even about to go into that. Don't get me started with. But I feel like this year Banchero he can have a breakout, like kind of like a playoff appearance that kind of allow us to remember him next year. Like, okay, he kind of arrived. But that's just it's neither here nor there. We'll see. But I do. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna just go out the water and say the Magic as my sleeper. But I do, if it's not the Celtics, I think another team that can give problems. This is like now I'm just saying like the top five. I'm gonna say the Knicks can probably give somebody problems.
well, yeah, they can absolutely get the thing with the Knicks is, like, it's gotta come down to Karl Anthony Towns. You know what you're gonna get
Yeah,
from Brunson? Karl Anthony Towns, bro. You gotta be that guy.
that's he's good. Yeah,
In my opinion, I don't believe you can win with Karl Anthony Towns as your second best player. If he's your third best player, I think you have a fantastic team. If he's your best player, I mean, if he's your best player, you definitely ain't winning. If he's your second best player, I still don't think you can win it. I think he's gotta be your third best player. He's just too up and down. He doesn't have enough dog, and at some point, you just gotta realize a guy is not gonna have that dog if he don't got it. If
but
he
yeah,
decided to just go be big down there in the paint, there's
you
guard him smalls all the time because they know he's only gonna wanna shoot jump shots.
right. Do you know how much better you can be? Like he wants to be the best shooting big so bad, but it's like, bro, you don't have like you can still be that and still get your points in the paint. Like,
Yeah. Now,
come
I
on,
don't
man,
know what Mike Brown and them is asking him to do, but this has been a recurring theme throughout the course of his career.
absolutely.
Obviously, he can shoot the ball fantastic, so we're gonna use that at times. But bro, when they're guarding you with like I was watching him in their recent game against the Thunder. He was being guarded by Alex Caruso. Alex
Hold on,
Caruso
wait,
is
hold on, wait.
fantastic.
Alex Caruso. Hold on, wait. Alex Caruso. That's a defender right there, boy.
Alex
That
Caruso is a
boy.
fantastic defender. I don't care who it is. Put Alex
That boy
Caruso on
locked
track
up.
and see what happens.
What was that last year where he locked up? He the reason they beat the damn Nuggets.
Well, he had a good like couple stretches, like, and that's what people remember. Yes, he had a good like 5 minute stretch on
Yeah,
Jokic, and then Jokic figured it out, and Jokic went back to cooking. But my whole point is, at 7 foot tall, bro, like get down on the paint, get down in the paint,
Agreed.
and go score on Alex Caruso. I wish somebody
Agreed.
would have
I
tried to
agree.
put Alex Caruso on Shaq. As good as the defender that Alex Caruso is, Shaq would have ate that man.
Oh my god. They would barbecue chicken.
Like even not even Shaq, just bigs. Put him on Olajuwon. Olajuwon would have ate that man. Put him on Tim Duncan. Like you big 7 foot, 250 pounds for what? You shoot out there shooting threes, been guarded by a guy 6'3". Like, come on now.
Yeah. Getting
Come
that
on now.
post, boy.
And
Getting
him
that
standing at the
form.
3 point line is at the smaller defender's advantage. That's exactly where they want
Yeah.
him to be. And he just live out there and shoot a bunch of threes for no reason.
Yeah, I don't get it. What makes you not want to punish people? What
I
makes
don't
you
know.
not want to show your dominance? What makes you want to like
The problem is he thinks of himself as a shooter, not a basketball player. The way if he thought of himself, he should think dominate first, shoot second. He thinks the opposite. He thinks if I'm not shooting well, okay, now I'm going to go into paint. It should be the opposite. He should think I'm going to dominate in the paint, then I'm going to go outside.
right, so that they back off of you? They
That's
just
he thinks the
open dunk
opposite,
chat.
which is why he struggles. Like if he's hot, and he'll have a fantastic game. But if it takes him too long to realize, like, bro, I'm not having a good shooting night, let me go get in the paint. If he thought the opposite to where he made it an asserted effort every night to be dominant in the paint in the first quarter, second quarter, the three is going to be wide open. That's the second part to his game, but he wants to use it as his first part, which I understand it because he's a fantastic shooter, especially as a big man. But you got to be big down there sometimes, bro. You got to be big.
Yep. I still feel like they missing like a key scorer on that team. Like they need somebody who can like
Yeah,
job is to just
they're
get up.
missing a consistent cat. That's what you pay when you get a max money. That's what they're paying you for. You need two guys that are your two consistent scorers, and everybody else chips in defensively and offensively. You look at OKC. Yeah, they have guys that can make open threes, but you got two guys that you know are the guys that are going to create and shoot a high amount of shots. You got J Dub and Shea.
And
Those are
Shay.
the two guys you trust. Now, another guy might get hot, in a game here and there. That's what you want in the playoffs. That's usually what happens. Usually, your best players win you a game or two. You might win one game not playing as great, and they usually have one game won by a role player. That's just the way it is. But for them, they can't trust. They can't trust in Karl Anthony Towns, and that's what they need to be like. Karl Anthony Towns doesn't have. We need OG to know, bro. Like you supposed to be that guy. Obviously, you're not gonna play great in every game, but bro, you got to be consistently there. You can't be up and down, up and down, up and down. Like you got to be, and he's always in foul trouble.
Yeah, the shit don't matter.
He's just too skilled and too talented. And I think that's the problem is because like you expand that, and that's kind of the thing that goes missing in like these conversations. Like just because he is so talented. Like if he didn't have talent, I don't think anybody would care what he was doing. But you can see that he has. Obviously, you can see that he can. You can see that he can finish at the rim. But it's just like he just doesn't assert himself into being that guy. And I think
Mhm.
that's what annoys you
Yeah.
because he has all the talent. He just the mental part of it where he's like, I'm gonna go out there and be a dog tonight. I'm gonna be a monster. It's just not there on a consistent basis. You'll see it in glimpses, but it's hard to get it for an extended period of time from Karl Anthony Towns. Like imagine what Giannis would be if he had Karl Anthony Towns skill.
My God. Or even just what would Cat be if he had Giannis aggressiveness?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why, like, and I used to say
I
the same thing. And Anthony Davis isn't as bad as Karl Anthony Towns, but Anthony Davis also
uh,
he doesn't like he's a defensive first player, so offensively he doesn't always have that. Like, I'm trying to go out there and get 30. Offensively, he's always trying to shut somebody down. But Anthony, I always said the same thing. If you could put Anthony Davis would have been the greatest player of all time. If you could have put Giannis's mindset into Anthony Davis, Anthony
brothers.
Davis would have been the greatest player that we've ever seen.
Yeah. I think Anthony Davis, he did I feel like the injuries kind of like not scared him, but like made him more cautious.
Well,
But
I
after
think
the
what
league, yeah,
I think
I wasn't he like started to try and become a mid range
Well, I think
specialist.
what happened was that when they made the Rush trade, he had to go to center, so he put on a lot of weight. He lost all the athleticism that he had.
Mhm.
That was his advantage. He was too big for when you put a little person on him, he's too big, and when you put the big dudes on him, he was too fast. When he put on that weight, the fast went away. He was still too big for the smalls, but he wasn't quick enough to just beat the bigs like he could his New
Yeah.
Orleans in his Pelicans days and his first 2 years with the Lakers. He was unstoppable from the mid range, from everywhere because he still had his burst and he was bigger. He was bigger than bigger than the smalls, but too fast for the bigs. When he put on the weight, he was no longer too fast for the bigs. And I feel like that took away from the Anthony Davis that we knew his first whatever 10 years when he was with the Pelicans and his last 2 years or his first 2 years with the Los Angeles Lakers. And then you also you notice, yes, as the he was always a guy that kind of had nicks, but as he put on the weight, the more the injuries came. He wasn't a
Uh,
guy that should. I don't think like he's a naturally thin kind of guy. He was never a guy that should have put on all that weight.
he was. I remember he just came in the league.
Some people's bodies fill out like Giannis. Giannis was a guy who could put on like his body naturally did that. You could tell, like even AD when he put on all that weight, he was like his arms kind of still look skinny. He just looked bigger. So
Yeah,
like
but
it
I
doesn't.
feel like that's it. I feel like that's also the difference though. Giannis put on muscle. I feel like Anthony Davis put on weight.
Well, I think Anthony Davis put on muscle too. The problem is it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Everybody carries it like differently. And now I think after his like when he came back this year, he kind of had on weight because he had the eye surgery. And with eye surgery, you can't work out at all. He couldn't even like run and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a little unfortunate. But for him, and that's what I'm saying, you can tell on people's body types. Even when you just go to the gym, you see there's people in there who like get chiseled and big, and then there's just people that put on mass. And Anthony Davis is somebody that just puts on mass. He doesn't like get real shredded. And so I think that really messed up. I really think it took away from his athleticism. He needed to stay at the four at his natural position with a center and allow him to keep his weight to where it was.
Giannis.
That's the East. That's the West. Yeah, that's how we feeling about that. As I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier, we had
Playoffs gonna be exciting though. Playoffs gonna be exciting. Well, hopefully. I hope they exciting.
yeah, I think they're gonna be excited. They're usually always exciting, except when you had like the Golden State Warriors with KD because you kind of knew who was gonna win. Outside of that, you feel like as long as you feel like there's multiple teams that can win, it's usually pretty good.
Yeah. In the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, we knew that. As we mentioned, though, next topic: Dwayne Wade, Pat Bev.
God. Pat Bev talk too much.
For those of
He
y'all that
don't
don't,
e like, he talk too much on the court, and he still talk too much off the court. That shit crazy.
for those of y'all that don't know, Pat Bev went on his new show because he's no longer on the show that he was on previously with Jason Williams and Rome. And he went on there talking definitively about how he felt, Dwayne Wade was better than James Harden was better than Dwayne Wade. And he put the definitive on there, and Dwayne Wade had to come and defend his name. Like, they'll never put a definitive on me, especially if you're a role player that was never, ever better than me a day in your life, which also led to a beef with Matt Barnes, which we'll get into a little bit after this. But uh, yeah, man, how do you feel about what Pat Bev said about D Wade and James Harden?
He's crazy in his noggin. He's insane. What, bro? Like,
Yeah.
and this is what we talk about. Like, I get it can be a conversation, but when you put indefinite,
Yeah.
like that's crazy, bro. Like that's crazy. Like I said, it could be a good conversation, it could be a good argument, but indefinite is crazy.
Yeah.
And like I said, past pod, like I got D Wade in like my top 5 shooting guards of all time. Like it's insane to say that James Harden is definitely better than D Wade,
Yeah.
especially when D Wade has championships. Yeah, he got one with LeBron, but he also got one without LeBron. It's like, so it's hard to say that,
In a
especially
series, he was
when
down 0-2 and came back and playing magical basketball, averaging 30 in the final series.
bruh. And even even when LeBron went absent, who was scoring the basketball?
Yeah.
Who got D Wade? And we seen Harden in the championship. No disrespect to James, but no disrespect to James Harden at all, because he's definitely up there. But bro he can't make it over the hump. Like he can't make it over the hill. Like he get there and then roll his ass right back down. Yeah, man. I can't do it. Cause I feel like that's what make killers, people who can step into that moment when they need to for their team and bring them to promised land. Harden
Yeah.
hasn't shown that.
Yeah.
So I can't say he's indefinitely better.
Yeah.
I-
I think it's the definite part because for me, I also have Dwayne Wade over
Oh.
James Harden because there's also the other end of the floor that Pat Bev didn't want to talk about. He talked about James Harden being able to score this, that, and the third, as if Dwayne Wade didn't have the ability to score. Yes, I think
Right.
Harden's package is better. His basketball package, his ability to score the ball. He had the 3 ball to step back, was able to get to the foul line. D Wade also got to the foul line. But on the other side, there's the defensive end, and I think it's night and day. Dwayne Wade is the all-time leader in guard blocks ever in the history of the
Uh-huh.
NBA. Like, he was known to play defense and do all that stuff, and it's when you put the definite on it. If that's your preference, fine, have at it. And I think that's the problem. We talked about this a little bit as well in the episode we had to scrap last week, and it was like, everybody likes to put a definite on who they feel is the best. It doesn't matter who like, no matter who you feel is the best, if you having like, the GOAT debate per se, it doesn't matter who you actually if whoever like, it's not an argument about why you think that guy is the greatest. It's about you trying to do everything in your power to show why like trying to slander somebody else's name as if they're not all eligible in the conversation. Like if you're a Jordan fan, you try to slander LeBron as if he's not a fantastic basketball player, as if he's not leading, as if he's not number one or top five in like pretty much every statistical category the NBA has to offer. You don't have to slander, somebody else's name just to get the point across. You say this is my preference, and I feel like Kobe did this, or Mike did this, or Bron did this. The way I like basketball, this, that, and the third. I have him over that other guy because I just feel like it's the difference in the way he played. It doesn't match my liking. It's fine. All right, cool, fine. But yes, it's the definitives that everybody tries to put on everything when you're comparing players, especially comparing players that never played against each other, especially in a team sport where it's like, in order for you to win and progress, you got to have a squad with you. So it's like, it's just hard. And that's why some runs are different because some guys really uplifted and had to carry. And what Dwayne Wade did in '06 when they were down 0-2 to the Mavs,
Yes. Come on, man.
that was him. He said, "Don't worry, I got it.
Preach,
I'm putting the heat on my back, and we
preach.
gonna get all the way to the promised land." And that's the kind of thing. So it's like just to put a definitive on there. The only definitive when it comes to the shooting guards is we know the top two, Kobe and Mike. We know the top two. After
No
that,
top
there ain't no
two.
definitive.
We know the top two.
We know the top two. That's definitive. 1 and 2 is definitive. 3, 4, 5, it's up for debate
Up for
based on your
debate.
preference. But we can't just sit here and dismiss a guy like Dwayne Wade because James Harden could fill it up. We know James Harden could get buckets, bro. There's
Oh,
another side of the
absolutely.
basketball, and we're
But
not, and we can't sit here and act like Dwayne Wade also didn't get buckets. I don't care how you got the 30. Yes, James Harden could shoot the ball from deep better, but at the end of the day, it's 30 is 30.
and my question is, can he do it when it matters?
Yeah.
Can he do it when it matters?
At the end of like, can you do it when it matters? And at the end of the day, like I said, that like the scoring punches is the same. If you get 30 shooting 10 threes, fantastic. If you get 30 just going driving to the rim like a guy like Giannis, 30 is 30. Again, now some guys might have deeper package, so in the playoffs you
Mhm.
get some more stuff and it's a little easier for you to score. Again, that don't just necessarily make you a better player. So yeah.
Pat Bev just he's gonna be balking.
Yeah, so it went from that, and then Matt Barnes chimed in saying Bev was pretty much clout chasing and trying to get the numbers up on his new show, which is kind of what it seems like because he's been having a bunch of crazy takes
Yeah, that's
since he's
exactly what
since he's gotten back to social media after everything that happened. And so Matt Barnes pretty much said he was clout chasing, and Matt Barnes made a video today. Like, I never in my life have I seen somebody like some. Never in my life have I seen somebody a role player comparing his stats to another role player, and I agree. Pat Bev, did talked about all this stuff and about how he's better than he said he's not Derek Fisher and he's much better than Matt Barnes. Like, bro, y'all was both role players. Matt Barnes actually got a chip, but
wick.
Pat Bev was talking like Pat Bev talking like he averaged 25.
Right. And not to mention, I mean, Matt Barnes actually he made a career for himself.
Yeah.
He made a career for himself, bro.
Yeah, like
Like you had to cut your career short because you couldn't find
and not on your own choice.
right.
The league said we don't want you no more. Matt Barnes talked about it. He said, I had 2 more years left on my deal. I just didn't want to play anymore. I was excited to go to the next chapter of my life. But he said, you had to go overseas because the NBA didn't want you no more.
Like, bruh. And that didn't even work.
I rock with Matt Barnes, bro. I feel like bro really like, do you watch All the Smoke?
Bro was real, bro. Yeah, I watched a few episodes. Bro
I
was
love I
real.
love Matt Barnes. I feel like he always keeps it a buck, keeps it 100, which I feel like a lot of people, and I feel like he doesn't do things for money, which I feel like a lot of these people that do podcasts do a lot of things, like they say a lot of things for money, whether they believe it or not. They say they're like, "Oh, you gonna pay me to say this? I'm gonna say it."
Yeah.
Without and so like the money is more important than like the character values. With Matt Barnes, I feel like it's he doesn't sit right in his character and his soul. It
Nah,
just
he
right
real.
with it because they're gonna cut him a check. And for
Real.
that, I like I, you got I, for me, I respect that shit 10 times down. 10
That's
toes.
why I be loving when he be chiming in.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta listen to Matt Barnes when he chime in, man. Whether you agree with it or not, you gotta give it a listen.
Hey, Matt Barnes, come let the boys get all the smoke.
Uh,
Well, hey, man, you a stack jack. You know what I'm saying?
you gonna leave that damn studio high as hell.
It's all the smoke for a reason.
Yeah. I love that he won with Kobe. I love that.
Yeah, he a Kobe guy. Yeah, he on defend Kobe for sure.
Yeah. 100%.
10 toes, like I said, 10 toes down.
He crazy. Cause Matt Barnes definitely had a better career than Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, Pat Bev be tripping. Pat Bev
And
be
I'm
tripping.
sure the park was his show.
Yeah, definitely trying to get those views up.
I'm sure the stats show too.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like Pat Bev is also playing in an era like where he gets like shoot a couple more shots. If he played when Matt Barnes started playing basketball, if he played in that era, he wouldn't have been shooting nothing.
Absolutely not. It would even be I don't know, maybe. Cause we had defenders who couldn't score, but we had pretty damn good defenders. Tony Allen was a
Oh yeah, pest.
bruh,
Hall of Fame pest.
bruh,
Hall of Fame pest.
bruh. My God, he made all team defense every year.
Yeah. So yeah.
But
That's the Pat Bev, Matt Barnes, Dwayne Wade recap. One more thing to hit the timeline this week. The Bucks are being investigated for not allowing Giannis to play basketball.
let him play.
Giannis wants to play,
Let him play.
and I think he wants to play with his brothers, but the Bucks
That's why I want. That's why I don't want with
and
my
the
brother.
Bucks and the Bucks, and rightfully so, the Bucks don't want him to get hurt because they're gonna trade his ass in the offseason. And if he get hurt, he bests up the amount of compensation they get back in return. So
Mhm.
So I say it for both sides because but it's also like he's come back from 2 or 3 injuries this year, and each time he's come back, he's continued to get hurt, and they have nothing to play for. So while I get it, it's like, man, it's tough.
They team. I don't know about him. That's well, man. Hey, we'll see. I wonder what is the penalty? Like, first of all, yeah, what is the penalty, and what are they investigating? Like, are they investigating tanking? Are they investigating treating the players wrongfully, or
Probably a little bit of both. I don't know. The thing is they know Giannis actually had an actual so it's not one of those things where it's like it'd be a little more suspicious like when guys didn't get hurt in the game and randomly they're out for a couple months. You saw Giannis get hurt, so you can lean back on that. But I don't know how that's going to come about because they're going to check with the team doctor. I don't know what the team doctor they're going to say. I don't know if he's healthy or not. He says he's healthy, but the doctors might not believe he's healthy. So
yeah, it's a few other teams that need to be investigated.
like the Sacramento Kings,
Like Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento.
Bro, they threw a game on purpose.
Yeah, Draymond talked about it too.
Insane. Never seen that in my life, bro. I never seen that.
They were winning and fouled intentionally with 3 minutes left to ensure that they didn't have a chance at winning that game. They did not want to keep the lead. They fouled.
Bro, they were up by 1 and they fouled intentionally so he could go shoot a free throw. That's crazy work.
And not Hack-a-Shaq. They wasn't trying to foul a bad free. They went and fouled. But you can't even blame it on saying it was Hack-a-Shaq. No, they wouldn't. They fouled the second best free throw shooter on that team. Steph obviously won. They wouldn't have fouled the other brother.
Bruh,
maybe they thought that was Steph because based on their action, they was trying to get Steph on the line. They wanted a guaranteed influence.
Man, they threw a game. Blatant in front of everybody's eyes.
Blatant.
Like blatant, what's the name?
Tanking.
Blatant tanking. Yeah, like
the NBA is about to implement
not scared of the fine, not scared of nothing, not scared to be like
Oh, they better be. You see the new anti-tanking rules.
good.
Yeah, let me pull them up right now. So yeah,
and then on top of that, it ain't no guarantee that you're gonna get a lottery pick anyway.
Oh yeah, they cutting all that out. That Adam Silver don't play. Let me find this real quick.
This shit just soft to me though. Like you literally want to lose. Like you losing on purpose. And on top of the team, not even that bad. The team not even bad on paper. The team don't even look that bad. But y'all tanking so that y'all can get help.
Let me find this.
Get help from a college player.
Yeah, things such as there's momentum behind reforming the NBA draft lottery to 18 teams with the bottom 10 all receiving equal number 8% or 8% odds at the number 1 pick. So yeah, they're trying to take away the ability for the lesser teams to have the number one pick.
They
Taking's always gonna be a part of the game, but yeah, it can't be so like
so,
can't be so.
but like I said, it's like literally blatant. Didn't what the coach was on the side like yelling.
Well, the coaches' money is tied. The coach I understand. The players is different. The coach I understand though, because the coach is like they gonna fire me if I go out here and try to win. So I gotta throw it. The players though, the players are playing for a chance to like they're not playing for just the team that they're on. They're playing and auditioning for the other, 31 team or 29
Right.
other teams in the league. About to be 32 when they expand to Seattle and expand to Vegas. They
Yeah.
expand to Vegas. We gotta go catch a game in Vegas. Well, they gonna be asked for like the first 5 years that they existed, but the atmosphere gonna be jumping.
Absolutely.
Atmosphere gonna be jumping.
Absolutely. But imagine they team get cracking and the Raiders start cracking.
Oh well, yeah. Well, and the thing about Vegas, in Nevada, you got that no state income tax. So players are gonna want to go there.
For sure. And then just be missing a baseball team.
Hey, you got LA, New York, and when they go to Vegas, you're gonna have Vegas. That's gonna be the three destinations that everybody wants to go to. They didn't want to go play with the
Oh
Lakers.
my
Yeah, with the Lakers, then yeah, it's gonna be cracking. We got to go catch one of those.
absolutely. We're gonna be streaming at that game.
Facts. That'd be lit.
It'll be fire.
We got to get some content of the hoop league too. It's coming
Yep.
up. We got let's see, what's today? The 8th. We got like 2 weeks. Two
Mhm.
weeks from yesterday.
Can't wait.
And I heard Braulio been making fun of you. Been putting on weight.
I can't wait. That's why I'm excited. As
You
soon
gonna
as
get
I
in the
get
lab,
that
bro.
paint,
You gotta get
see in my cheeks.
yeah, you gotta get in the lab, bro. We putting the gym in the house.
I was supposed to be working out 2 weeks straight on
Spring break.
spring break. I worked out the whole first week, and then second week I had to work with Braulio. And then after I did that basketball camp, I was like, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, I that's why like during camp I don't like working out, but now we put in the gym in the house, and I can work out whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, that's the secret right there.
So yeah.
And I mean, I got a bench in the back that I be using, but I want a cable machine. I need a cable machine. I would love a Stairmaster.
Yeah, we just bought a cable machine.
Yeah, see, I need a cable machine,
Bought a
man.
cable machine, bought dumbbells. I'm gonna add some kettlebells.
Mhm.
We got a Smith machine on the so yeah, we better get active.
Yeah, get active, my boy.
It's
Well, yeah, I can't wait though. I can't wait.
2 weeks. We're gonna bring out some hoop content.
Yep.
When
We're
we
gonna
get these
start.
other
We're
teams.
gonna start reacting to some videos too.
Facts.
Reacting to some videos because I got a nice a nice hooping YouTube channel that I watch, and it would be dope to get some reactions to that. And that'd be dope.
We're gonna do that. We definitely gonna do that. All right. Well, that's been another wrap on another episode of Getting Buckets. That is Brevin. I'm Will. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If y'all can't tell, I'm a little under the weather, so I'm ready to go lay my black ass.
My boy's sick, y'all. Send him up some prayers.
So yeah, so I'm ready to go lay my black ass down. So I'm about to go take some. uh, yeah, make sure I hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we're gonna tap back in with y'all next week. You did. Peace out.